Oh. Hello, everyone. So, welcome to the online open campus event at the KO SFC campus. So, my name is Masashi Nakatani from the environmental, the Faculty of Environment and Information Studies. So, I would like to talk about the sense of touch today, and also what is the advantage of getting in the KOSFC. So before starting, I would like to show what is the weather today. So the outside today is more like the very sunny day. So you can see the outside is so hot, humid, and it is sad that you cannot come physically to this campus. The campus itself is so beautiful, only a little bit isolated from the center of the Tokyo area, but you can see the beautiful Mount Fuji or beautiful the sky in the evening. So it would be nice if you could visit us, and also that you can get in to the university. So I'd like to talk today about the touch fab. This is the kind of the joint word between the touch and the fabrication. So I'd like to start with my slide. Yes. So I'd like to the finder I changed already. So it is. So I'd like to talk about introduction to the touch fab. So and I would like also I want you to learn what is the good part of the SSC as a fab campus. So let us start. So the SSC as a fab campus. So we prepared so many the facilities about creating something. We created the room for creating your 3D model into the physical world. I mean the 3D printers in the library, and we have several digital fabrication facilities, cutting the huge wood, and also we have some electric workbench and electric shops, which enables you to learn about the advanced the technology on robotics, and also the development of the electric circuits. Also, we have several facilities by cutting the large SNC milling machine, large 3D printers, and wood shop and a metal shop. So as long as you can draw the line about what you want to create, then you can achieve your physical creation when you come to the SSC. This is the real advantage because Japan is really good at creating something new, and also the high-tech country. So it would be nice you can join us. Then the faculty members who had so many specialties on their research about neuroscience, biotechnology, and also the digital fabrication, also the internet, computational science, whatever. So those faculties welcome you when you get into the SSC. But as a faculty, I'm working on the sense of touch. So can you imagine that what is the sense of touch? That is the topic I would like to provide in this short lecture. So if you consider about touch, it is relatively hard to imagine rather than imagining about what is the vision, what is the audition. If vision, and you can say that vision is about color, the vision is about the brightness. If you said audition, like hearing, you can say that, oh, this is a special, the audio, that you can notice that someone is coming. Or you might say about the high resolution, the audio, to provide more like the cinematic effect by audition. But about the sense of touch, it's really hard because it is too common. So most of you have the sense of touch. You can grasp some object, and also that you can pick up, you can test whether this costume feels good or not in a store. But the sense of touch is too natural to study. So that my research lab is working on what is the meaning of the touch in different contexts. So I'd like to start with the very basic knowledge to proceed my talk. So the haptic feelings or touch feelings are associated with some exploratory procedures. So this idea has already proposed by the Lederman and Kratzky in 1980s, but the cherry on the top is that we exhibit the specific movement if we want to examine some aspect of tactile feelings. For example, if you want to know the texture, like smoothness of this cloth, you usually show the lateral motion to examine this t-shirt. And if you want to examine the softness or hardness of an object, you tend to press that object to examine the softness, right? So these 6 items or these 6 categories are very typical human behaviors when you examine the certain sense of the feeling or haptic feelings. So I would like to a little bit focus on the softness part and try to bridge how this softness can be created using the 3D printer. So this is a short video about the 3D printed, the haptic, the softness. So I will explain in detail, but this object has the relatively different tactile feeling. Some of it is very creaky, and some of it are very soft. So how we can achieve this? So typically the mechanical switch in your keyboard or the switch material, it has several structures inside. And basically, you touch the top of the switch where you feel the surface stiffness. And inside of the switch, there is the mechanical spring which pushes you up. And also, it has the basal area which determines the basic stiffness of the entire object. So this is the typical the shape or the anatomy of the mechanical switch. But if we can replace the top, the surface, and also the basal area of the switch, we may be able to change the stiffness of the mechanical switch. This is the idea how we can create a 3D printed softness in this research. So we created the 5 different stiffness of the surface of the mechanical switch. And also we created 5 different base layer, which has a different radius, which is associated with the stiffness of the basal layer. Then we combine the 5 top parts with the 5 bottom parts. Then 5 multiplied by 5 equals the 25. So that we can create 25 mechanical switches. Then when you press it, you feel the multiple, not as a single, but different haptic feelings by combining these two parts. So the point is that so you can create or you can design the tactile feeling or haptic feelings using the 3D printer. So it will be exciting, right? So usually the 3D printer creates the shape itself, like the figure or some characters. But if we consider in detail, and if we can come up with a clever idea, we may be able to also print out the haptic feelings. So this kind of the research is now emerging in the 3D printed area. So our lab and also the Hiroya Tanaka lab, and we are collaborating each other at SFC. We are creating the kind of the vision that how we can create the different tactile feelings using the 3D printer. But most of the tactile feeling is subjective. How you can quantify or objectively measure the haptic feelings. So in that sense, that we can use the haptic sensor or force sensor to measure the stroke force, the response curve. So this is basically the characteristics of the softness while you press some object. Then we confirmed that we could create at least 25 different force stroke curves to provide the haptic feelings. Maybe for human, this stroke curve and this stroke curve not be able to discriminate, but definitely other people can discriminate this the four-stroke curve and this four-stroke curve because it doesn't have some dips like boom. So possibly this kind of the design procedures can help people to use 3D printer to create the haptic feelings. So the problem or the question we are working on is that how do we connect our subjective world, I mean the phenomenon that we feel with the digital, the fabrication technology or digital world, so that we can create easily the 3D model in a computer. But after you design such the digital data, we need to confirm or we need to make sure that this digital data is good enough in the physical world, I mean the world where we live. So as I said, the SFC is really good at the fab technology. We have so many facilities. But by combining with the basic knowledge about the human perception, not only sense of touch, but also vision, audition, or taste, or even the olfactory, I mean the smell, we might be able to create the 5 senses digitally by creating the fab technology. That is really interesting topics that we can do at SSC. So this is the first example of how we can create the sense of touch using the fabrication technology. I would like to move on to the one more small topic. And this is based on some small demo about the lateral motion, I mean the texture. So the recent days that we created the interesting video about the tactile illusion of the smoothness. So in the chat window or the YouTube or comment window, we might be able to see the YouTube the link so that you can check it out, and also that I can broadcast. Just a moment. I can broadcast the window for you guys. So we call this is a tapioca tactile illusion because it feels like tapioca. All right, did you see or did you get some idea? Maybe not, because the haptics is more like the sense that you cannot understand before you experience it. So in that sense, I'd like to show some demo about creating this exact illusion at your home, even though you are out of the Japan. So here, here is a card that I created for this demo, and I tried to focus it. Yes, good. So this card, it looks like tapioca drink, right? Then there is a hole here. So you need to touch this hole with 2 index fingers of both hands. Then you touch it. Then you stroke your fingers along this hole. You may feel that this hole feels really smooth. But for some people who have the relatively bigger finger, you might be able to use the relatively large punch to create another hole. Then do the same things again. Then you might feel very, very smooth texture in between the fingers. So this is the tactile illusion which we found and while we are doing the class at SFC. So my class for the teaching haptics, we have the tactile illusion contest in the midterm project. So in that case, some of the really good tactile illusion can be submitted to the World Illusion Contest. So that video you just watched has been just submitted to this year's the World Illusion Contest. So if you see whether our illusion, the submitted illusion, is the top 10 of the World Tactile Illusion this year, please follow it. Anyhow, so this is the kind of the interesting part of the sense of touch. And also the creating the hole on a piece of paper is really easy, but the feeling is totally different. So that kind of the subjective things can be also studied at SFC. So combining the digital technology or the humanity or the phenomenon would be the really interesting topic that you can study at SFC. So the half of faculties working on the more like the scientific topic about biology, computational technology, neuroscience, music. So you can combine the 2 different disciplines to create your own study or your own to satisfy your research interest. That is the good part of the SFC. So I would like to summarize this part. So that actually, this illusion is more like the visual. So that exactly the same hole, you may create like a baby skin tactile illusion because it feels very smooth. Or you can create another smooth particle illusion. I mean, you can if you visually see the particles, so it feels more like the tingling or chilly, whatever. But the feeling is totally different. So maybe the visual information might modulate the smoothness perception. So in that sense, this illusion can be achieved by both vision and touch. That is another interesting part of this type of tactile illusion. All right. So I would like to summarize the mini lecture. This is a summarized figure of the haptic fields. So we would like to divide into 3 factors. One is the material, which mainly provides haptic field. The second one is the body. If you touch this piece of paper by your finger, or you can touch with a tongue, or you can touch with the palm, whatever. So the body part is also important to provide the haptic fields. Plus, the haptic fields is more like the composition or the mental images. So the vision, audition, such sense modalities can affect the tactile fields, and also the world, such as smoothness, roughness, harshness, coldness, hotness. Such kind of the world can provide you the idea that it should be hot, cold, smooth, whatever. But those the induced the experience might be associated with your previous memory, like a prior. So the sense of considering the sense of touch, you can study the different part of the human cognition. And SFC is good at creating the materials and with different shapes. So the fab facility at the SFC will be the best part, best place to study the sense of touch or the haptic research. So the take-home messages that the KSFC has studied, there are some campus projects which will make various types of digital fabrication technology available to students since 1916. And touch is the least understood modality on 5 senses. So we can discover wow findings as like the tactile illusion which you've experienced. And finally, by combining the facility and with touch sense, we can create the personalized object for supporting our livings. So this is the good part of the touch fab, which I proposed today. And also, if you are really interested in joining the SFC, we are really welcome to your admission. So thank you very much for watching. Bye.